That's a look at Jean Pascal. We've already mentioned that Roy Jones worked as a helper in
get talented light heavyweights in Montreal.
And they spar with it. It's amazing what a colony of fighters. Here comes Dmitry Bivol, and he
overly interested in that kind of fight. The 30th-weight champion of the world. He is undefeated with 14.
Look in the 12th round. Sure didn't get much to work with.
No, Chalema didn't give him much work with at all. Pascal gave him a little bit more to work with.
Just in those fights, 60 rounds. By the way, won 3 or 4 rounds against Al. A very big light heavyweight. You know, one of the tweener 68, 75-pound kind of guy.
Than those of Jean Pascal. And the thighs are larger too.
Yeah.
He just is
doing very good here in this first round.
Yep. Blocked by a right hand.
Pascal backs away from that. Gives Bivol a chance to test him against the ropes. Him a little bit. He went to the ropes and stood still there while Bivol.
As an older fighter like Pascal, Jim, is the first thing that goes on the fighter is his legs. So we'll have to see what happens once he gets hit clean. How his legs react, because Pascal
is getting hit cleanly right now as Bivol has landed a couple right hands.
Well, the crazy thing, Jim, is they're kind of affecting him as
what kind of meal you put in front of him. Much risk, but Pascal will take
it. When he was placed where he'll be peaking where every bit more along.
By Bivol, but solid effort by Jean Pascal, throwing hard.
Fight. He's a counterpuncher who uses. He has to keep him wide because that's right there.
Suddenly Pascal is not throwing. Bivol realizes that Bivol, by nature a counterpuncher, feasts off whatever opportunity you give him. And Jean Pascal has never been a guy who Bivol has thrown 6 and Pascal has thrown slow Bivol.
Bivol, he's the fight on points.
Okay, will make a mistake and catch him with a big. Since Pascal has had a year, and Bivol is fighting for the 15th time in the last 4 years. Bivol gets a right hand already.
Once upon a time, in order to get the young guy, Roy, right, like in an exchange when he's not shot at some point and mess him up, he works.
Right hand by Bivol, who blocked a Pascal shot with his glove prior to that.
Than a guy like, let's say, Kovalev. But it does feel to me like
punches are basically to hit 3 or 4, not to just land one. Well, Kovalev was more of a one-punch banging type guy.
Yeah. Bivol's like
throw 3 and 4 sometimes instead of just 1.
They don't look on.
Okay, Jim, I got a 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing in the middle of the ring.
One talked earlier about the trickery Pascal does at times.
But I think there's a sense with Eastern European fighters that that they paint by number, and if you can get disrupt with their tackle, he does it technically well, but also looks fluid doing it.
Stays very fluid with everything he makes, yet ready to go, because it's
after throwing a punch.
Bivol stands very disciplined while Bivol using his jab, and both guys are fighting a very smart.
Yeah, it's like Bivol doesn't psychological games. He just
out focusing to the body in this round and starting to throw a few more punches than he's thrown before, and down goes Pascal, falling on a swing in the mid.
It sounded like it landed on something.
No, it didn't land on nothing, but it did slip.
Well, one of those right hands landed. Very strong. Marcianoff, he thought it was a knock.
I thought that was a close call because you're right, his momentum from the...
Trust me.
We're supposed to try.
I mean, the hook came, but the hook is what drove him.
Interesting thing that happened in that round, disguised by everything we're talking about, against 4 different opponents, in which Bivol. So for the first time in 30 against Bivol, round for Pascal.
Or a 4 round instead of him being the attacker all the time.
Now here's a strange bull rush coming from Pascal.
He throws both hands at the same.
Hands, I mean. Why not?
Jab there. Activity has come to an end, and once again he's keeping his hands at home.
Punch by Pascal, the right hand landing the best, but neither one having power because it's almost impossible to have. It's just a measure of distraction.
I think Roy Jones isn't fighting it. Pascal was.
Yeah, he was. Oh, good body shot by Bivol.
Michael B. Jordan's in
ball game. This event for 10 years in the NFL and is 280 pounds, a great athlete. Knew better, but was antagonizing Tony, and I had to make sure being a boxer, two different.
I don't know if he's taking a round.
Something up.
Maybe he is.
The jab doesn't have a lot of steam behind it at that moment either.
What are the five, Roy?
Well, you got a set jab that you throw to keep jabs. Good body shot by Bivol.
Tremendous body shot by Bivol. Round between the hard shots into which he
go with the hook head, hook body. One of my favorite old tricks. As a matter of fact, hook right hand, then the head, then the body shot instead of the head shot.
Our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman. Harold?
Well, Jim, I think he's just dominating this fight. I mean, he's keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. He's using that left jab beautifully to set up on behind it. Bivol.
Body. He brought his whole body with it.
Knows how to get every inch of his leverage on it, Jim. Max. Every inch of leverage.
Now doubling the left hook up stick. Both accurately.
Good shot.
Good left hook.
You know you have the experience factor.
More than halfway through this fight, Roy, you saw up close Pascal fighting Alvarez.
Alvarez and Pascal spent numerous of years in the gym together, so they knew each other very well. And for them to know each other that well, and for Alvarez still to do as well as he did with Pascal, says a lot. So right now, I have to get the edge. Give
unpredictable things in there. Am I right in saying that?
I agree with that. But the other thing is that Pascal is able to land. He wasn't able to land.
Going in based on the boxing ability. But an injury is an amateur power to Alvarez, which maybe he's discovered now, and that's a whole other.
Very well then. And game character as he lands a big right hand here and now tries to follow it up. This might be the moment he was looking for, Roy.
Can't throw it all the way though, Jim, because Bivol is going to have sense enough to go to his body after this, so he can't throw it all the way.
I don't know that he has any other chance other than that's what Pascal was trying to do, and now the fire momentarily goes out and Bivol goes after it.
I told you Bivol was coming.
Hard shots. Bivol waited for the
seems to remain calm and focused and just applies his craft.
And that's what he's doing now. He's applying the craft in a situation where Pascal doesn't have craft that can deal with what.
A lot of times the old guy will see what Pascal does here.
Pascal definitely won't pack it in. I can promise you that.
He's not a pack it in kind of a person. Punishment to try to stay in there.
Yes, he will. That's why I know he won't pack it in.
Bivol's a solid puncher, good puncher, pretty heavy puncher.
Get in him.
Pascal expended a lot of energy in the first 30 seconds of this round. Now he's got to try.
See how. And when he throws the jab, can't counter with a
hand. Blocking Pascal's right. Pascal country all Haitian.
Straight right hand when Bivol came in with his own right hand. Great counter right hand right there. Followed by a hook, which probably was his best right hand of the fight. Followed by a partial hook, rather. And right there, he stayed on the attack trying to get something else. And right here on them last three
is the good news, but Bivol landed 21. Here's wild.
So Bivol did get caught with a right hand and down. The older fighter who used to be elite. Overall package to
here tonight, Max. So does a little bit of the bloom come off the Bivol road?
Phrase it that way. I think that he gets the credit for knocking him out. He would, the rose would be in off it. You know, he's winning.
Pascal like that is everybody number. I knew it was Kovalev.
That's the biggest puncher, the heaviest puncher with maybe a better overall game. Time will tell. A more athletic, kind of longer, but not as thunderous a puncher as Kovalev.
But you know whose results still occupy last dominant Russian.
Right.
Now Pascal of a scheduled 12. He may have won every single round on the scorecards. Wild flurries by Jean Pascal.
I got to be honest, I've never felt that he's really been at risk. I thought Pascal landed one good, not great, but it was a good right hand. That was about it.
I got to be honest, I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can to both sides of the equation, but
yeah.
Basically I agree with you, Max.
Yeah, no need to both sides it. See right there, Pascal's throwing wildly, but mostly blocked. And then
Pascal showed a lot of heart.
Spending a lot of energy in the first.
That Bivol spent a lot.
Also fighting. And also landing punches. Chalemba difficulties, kind of the second highest level. Hit in that fight, you know.
Good hook by Pascal. Good body
good
shot.
body shots.
Two good body shots. Remember, back in wild flurries by Pascal in the 7th round that suddenly got Chad Dawson in trouble on a night when Dawson thought he was totally in control.
Now, far because he's focusing on the body.
Left hook lands for. Out. What's going to happen now? Does he erupt like a storm, or does
right
by coming out with a total absence of activity and looks for the moment when he?
That's when he was doing business.
Turn that mouse into a rat.
Pascal almost
in the world, or at least prove it. But he's told us. He told me in a post-fight interview. Monte Carlo go his way. Will be measured against the other top. Win some big fights.
High standard right there, just in the person of the
winner of the Spence Garcia fight. Will have a hell of a claim.
Roy, do you think Mikey Garcia is big enough to compete with Errol Spence?
I think he's big enough, and his style of boxing is definitely, I don't think it's a smart move for him to necessarily challenge.
Toward a Vasily Lomachenko fight instead?
Well, I would have liked to see that fight instead. Styles make fights. So Bivol not having a heavy jab like Kovalev has is not able to get him out. Became the menacing thing against Pascal for him. So
listen, this has, but in a way, the division gets even more interesting. There's no clear front runner in the division.
So at this point, it would seem like Bivol may be vulnerable to somebody who can. So this is why the fights are so interesting for him.
You're around whom the division revolves. But in fact,
Barrera, boxing world watching this on TV here to Bivol. I'm not concerned about whether I have to fight that. He doesn't seem overwhelmingly heavy.
Scared of him.
Exactly.
Tonight he doesn't order to feel as he's seen before the fight.
I don't care however impressed or not impressed you are by Bivol, you don't think it's going to be easy.
Nope.
He's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Yep.
Still WBA.
Those are total